So, it's afternoon. Good afternoon to church. Reverend Francis, Reverend Saunders. Now, the question I asked the MC was whether or not, hi Penny, how are you doing? You sure you're in the right church this morning? She's in the right place. I asked the MC whether she's Kenyatta's daughter, and she told me yes, which I suspected was, of course, the truth. But I was just saying to myself how time has passed, eh? So it's good to see you in this role. So congratulations. And also, I did want to mention, because I got here just before the sermon, and I thought the young man who did that rendition did an extraordinary job. So has he actually been taught music, or is this self-taught? Yeah. It's a you describe yourself as a falsetto?
No, so first and second time.
First and second time. Okay. So let's hope you develop that talent. And I'm glad to be here. This is Youth Month in the country. And we have been trying across the country to encourage young people that the country is theirs and that they should start at the earliest possible age taking advantage of the opportunities the country offers and making sure that one day you'll be the MC like Ms. Johnson is here this afternoon. And beyond that, your ambitions can be as high as the sky. And that's what I want for you, all of you, who are young people in the Bahamas today. I see my friend Deidre Rose sitting at the back there. Good to see you as well. And so I want to thank Charlene Marshall, Minister Marshall, for inviting me to come here today. Charlene Curry is here as well. We try to make sure that we just encourage, because it's just important. And while you were talking, Pastor, I'm glad you put it in these terms, because it's a way that I could never express it, because there are a lot of people, younger people, who see the roles that we all have. And they see the glamour and the people saying yes and no, so opening doors and all the rest of it. And I always tell them that the lawyers say with a benefit comes a burden. So there's not one without the other. But most people just see the benefit. And the first thing that's said about you that's of a negative thing, people fall apart. And this is particularly so in this era when social media is so pervasive.
Oh, yes.
One of the initiatives that the Urban Renewal Program at Foxville has been trying to be involved in is cyberbullying. Because that's, again, the way you express it is that the devil is always busy. And they start telling you things about yourself on these social media sites. And I said to someone who's running into this problem this week that this is all psychological. It's just rubbish. And so you just don't listen to it, ignore it, and remember the fundamentals that the pastor said here today. You have to be certain who you are. You are. And all that rubbish that people say about you, that has nothing to do with you. That has to do with them.
That's right.
I often tell the story of Rick Fox, the basketball player, who ended up winning 2 NBA rings as a team player on the Los Angeles Lakers. This is long before you were born. And he told me, he used to go to Kingsway Academy down the street here. And he told me that when he was a youngster in school, he wore size 13 shoes. And the children used to tease him because they couldn't find shoes in the Bahamas that were size 13. So he always cramped up his toes in the shoes. But at the end of the day, who had the last laugh? Didn't matter. a successful basketball player, well known around the world. So I want to add my words of encouragement.
Yes.
No matter your skin color, your nose, your hair, none of this, all of that is just rubbish. What counts, Martin Luther King said, content of your character. And that's what the pastors are trying to put into you.
Yes.
They're trying to make sure that you grow up good citizens of the Bahamas, so that one day you will have the role that I have, that Reverend Francis has, that Ms. Johnson has, that Reverend Saunders has, that Mr. Marshall has. That's what this is all being prepared for you. And do not be afraid. Do not be afraid, because God is on your side.
Yes.